Hello everyone, this is Brian with ZimCo Survival and I'm back again today. This time I decided to go ahead and in my quest for the perfect lighter, liquid lighter, I went ahead and picked up this thing. Now this is the Clipper. Let me see if I can show you guys there you go. It's a Clipper Petrol lighter. In the United States we would know it as a liquid fueled lighter, much like a Zippo. Now I've had this for a little while now and it has just now run out of fuel today, so I decided to go ahead and do a review for you guys. First let me go over kind of the stats of the lighter itself. It's about just short of 3 inches tall, about a ½ an inch in diameter. It does have a lid on it like a Zippo, but it opens differently. That right there is your opening point. So what you do is you flip it open like that. It does have a wick guard on it, basically a wick cover that fits over the wick when you close it. And what that does is it helps reduce evaporation. Now it doesn't completely eliminate it, but it helps reduce it. And then of course you have your striking wheel here. The wick and the wheel are replaceable, or the wick and the flint are of course replaceable. Now, one of the things I like about this one over say a regular Zippo, for example, is the actual flint wheel here. Let me see if I can show it to you. There you go. You can take and you can pull that piece out, the entire flint wheel assembly, and this is how you change the flint. You take this little screw here on the bottom off, and that gives you access to your flint. But what it does is it lets you do this with your striking wheel. So you have one of those little emergency strikers. Even if your lighter is out of fluid, if you have petroleum cotton balls or something like that with you too, you can still get a fire starter with this without having to go through the hassle like sticking it down in the wind guard like you do with a Zippo. So like I said, I've had this for a little while now. It ran out of fuel again. So what I'm going to do is, well, I decided to do a review for you now because I now have a consistent time frame for how long it takes for this to run out of fuel. And it's basically 2 weeks, almost on the dot. Now I'm a smoker, so it may last longer for people who don't smoke, but I've used this as my primary lighter now, and after 2 weeks I have to refill it. Now with my Zippo, I have to refill it every 4 to 5 days. To give you a comparison as far as time frames, this lasts between 2 and 3 times longer than a Zippo as far as fuel goes. Now, as a lot of my subscribers know, and as you know, my channel thumbnails and everything show, I am a survival / prepping channel. So my interest in this was of course for a bug out bag emergency item, because I wanted something that held on to the fuel a lot longer than a regular Zippo lighter. Now I have used plenty of peanut lighters and, you know, airproof, waterproof, etc., etc. And I just the closest one I found to one that I really liked was the New Myth Tohill peanut lighter. That was a good lighter. But I wanted something that was a little bit larger, a little bit easier for me to use, because I have larger hands, and the New Myth lighter is really small. I think it's, you know, whole thing including the cap is only about that tall. So I find it a little bit hard to use. So I decided to go out and see what I could find. Now I also did a review of the Exotac Titan Light, which is a crap lighter. I know some people say they haven't had any problems with it, but personally I've had nothing but problems with it. I just went and opened it up today, and yeah, it's still got fuel on it, but the fuel is literally all bubbled up into the, you know, up through the wick, up into where you actually strike it. So now when you open it up, you've got drips of lighter fluid coming off, and I shut it again and decided I'm not going to play that game. But so I went ahead and picked this up, and in all honesty, now as a general purpose everyday kind of lighter, if you're looking for a good liquid fuel lighter, this is definitely a good lighter. I'd say it's equal to a Zippo. Now the problem that you're going to have is, unlike a Zippo, this does not have a wind guard. So when you light it, just like any other any basic lighter, you're gonna have to cover it to light your cigarette. I don't personally mind. I do that anyway, so it's habit for me, whether I have a Zippo or not. As far as quality goes, quality of this thing is really, really good. It's all stainless steel. It's brushed stainless, so it's not overly shiny, but it still has that nice shine to it. It has a good weight to it. It weighs about as much as a Zippo does. Has nice metal, hinges and things of that nature. It's good quality lighter. I have no complaints about that. So overall, when I got it, I was actually pretty impressed with it. It was definitely a higher end lighter than I thought it was going to be, because it'll range about $13 to $14 on Amazon, and just like always, you can find an affiliate link in the description that will take you right to where that is. But that right there is a good quality lighter, and it lasts, like I said, about 2 to 3 times longer per fill. Now the padding they put inside of this lighter is a little bit different than what you're going to find if you open up a Zippo. So let me go ahead and show that to you. In order to access the fuel chamber and fill it and everything else, they do have a section here where you can open it with a coin. Yes, it is designed to open with a coin because most people have change in their pockets. It does have jibbing around the outer edge of the screw cap here, so you can just grip it and turn it. And basically you just unscrew it. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it very well, but it has a little O-ring there to make it airtight. And that is your padding inside. As you can see, it's a lot more dense than the Zippos. I really like that because I feel like it holds the fuel a lot better, and that it can hold more fuel before it reaches the saturation point. In my Zippo, I find that I cannot fill it as full as I fill this one and not have it be over full. Where this one I can add, basically I can saturate that thing all the way up until it's completely saturated and it's still not over full. Whereas Zippo, if you do that, it is overfilled. It will leak some fluid. So that's one thing I really like about this. It is not watertight, so for those of you preppers who are watching this, you cannot drop this in water and just let it sit there. It is water resistant, so if you leave it in water for a few seconds, let's say you fell into a creek or something, you will be able to pull this out and it will still be usable. But if you just let it soak in the water, eventually the water works its way up underneath there and will saturate your wick. It's an easy fix when you do that, because I've tested it. When the wick does get saturated, you just let it dry out, leave the top open, let it dry out, and it will relight. So it doesn't ruin it, you don't have to buy a new lighter, but it means that you have to let it air out and dry all the excess water out of it. Overall, I mean, it's a great little lighter. I've actually bought another one for my wife, and we've replaced our Zippos with these in our bug out bags. It's just a great little lighter. I can't find anything wrong with it. And one of the features that I really liked was the fact that I can take out the striker assembly and then use it as an emergency flint striker. That is a nice little feature for me, a nice bonus, because being a prepper, I like multi-use items, and this gives me not just the lighter, but if it's out of fuel, I can use it in a pinch with a petroleum cotton ball or something like that, and actually strike it with that a lot more easily than I can with a Zippo. So my overall review and rating of this is going to be very high. It's going to be a 5 out of 5. Absolutely recommend it. Like I said, there will be an affiliate link in the description. It's not expensive. It costs less than most of your Zippos. It's about, like I said, between $13 and $14. So in my opinion, it's well worth every penny. Through all the testing I've done, it has worked just as well as the Zippo, but it's held the fuel a lot longer. So go ahead and pick one up. And as always, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. Bye-bye.